Hi there, welcome to today's video. 5th of April, we're supposed to be in spring but it feels like winter and there's a storm coming through. So we had a little break in the weather this morning. Thought I'd get out and do a bit of painting while we had a dry spell. Apologies for any wind noise and flapping of coats in the mic, etc. Mic's just here. You can understand the wind's coming from the side. I just couldn't get out the wind. I came along here a few days ago, about a week ago, for a walk. We could see a lot further. You could see right over to St Ives over there, and that's Godolphin Hill is over here, which is what I want to be painting today. I thought, yes, it'd make a great spot for painting, and I've arrived today and it's like misty. But I'm going to have a go anyway, so we'll see what we can do with it. It doesn't look very interesting at the moment. This is the sort of scene I really like. So that's what we're going to do. I'll go through materials now. So wish me luck. So there's Godolphin Hill over there. That's what we were looking to paint today. And I really like this little gap here. And there's a telegraph pole in there and another one just across to the side. And that's what I really like. And I've brought a few panels with me, but I've just chosen this sort of panoramic landscape format, which is about 14 by sort of 7 inches, something like that. Piece of plywood panel, been gessoed. This is like 5mm. There's the plywood, and I thought, because the other panel I brought was higher, because I wanted to get some sky in, but because the sky is pretty boring today, there's no point in using that. So I might as well put Godolphin Hill up here, quite high up, and concentrate on the foreground. Get some practice in for that sort of stubbly field foreground. So we've got the French easel set up. My pot of dirty terps for brush washing down there. Got a clamp because it's so windy, it's keeping my palette in place so stop it flipping off. Got a pot here with terps. That's my medium, which is stand oil and terps 50-50 mix. The colours I'm using today, I've got a buff titanium white, cadmium yellow, a Winton lemon yellow, which is a cheap one, which I like it because it's quite zingy, a Michael Harding lemon yellow, which I like because it's more subtle. Might put some Naples yellow in there. I haven't done that yet. We've got cadmium red. We've got a magenta, Indian red, raw sienna, raw umber, violet, ultramarine blue. This is a phthalo blue titanium white mix Michael Harding makes, which I'm using at the moment. Very strong though, so use with caution. And I've got a ivory black down there, palette knife, and my brush roll. So let's get cracking. That runs across and then sort of disappears over that way. And the hill slopes down like this. So it comes across like that. And it's quite difficult when you're painting and you've got the wind knocking your arm around quite a lot. So just put a little bit of Indian red in with that just for a minute so I can actually see it. There's quite a lot of terps in the paint at the moment. I can sort of run down and stain that. This is a piece of plywood, just like an offcut. I've just trimmed it myself. You can see the edges are all uneven. And it doesn't really bother me that much. So I'm just going to block all that in with terps. And we're just going to run that right across here. This is just a little blocking, so I've got something to work on top of. It's quite difficult. This is the sort of middle ground now, this bit here. So I'm just putting the paint on a little bit thicker. Let's get a few of these hedges and things in so we can actually see what we're doing up here. So we've got an area that comes across like this. And there's a little bigger sort of hedgerow that runs right across here, so we're going to put this, we drag that through, and then we can leave areas of that coming through behind it, you see. Okay, so this is where we're at the moment. I'll just show you some of this close up, what it's looking like. Bit of a mess at the moment. Hopefully I might be able to rescue it. This wind is proving quite difficult. It's knocking my arm around coming from over there. But we'll persevere for a little while. I think I'll bring out the rigger. I think my favourite bit so far is that sort of accidental mark there with that sort of nice light green up there. Quite like that. Let's just get something in here. So I've got this line here. The violet over here. Some harder edges there. So let's see, we've got the gap. This is quite green. Let's get that in while we're thinking about it. And over there it gets lighter. Right, wind's dropped, let's get this in quick. So that sort of runs across like that. Actually, there's a nice tree poking through here. Let's get that in, we use that as like an anchor point for everything else. I'm going to have to stop quite soon, this is just getting a bit silly in this wind. We're going to persevere, but don't expect too much today, I don't think, because of that wind. Let's get some of these greens back in. They're in there. There's a few hints of greens you see in a lot of these areas. better with the thicker paint on. Use that in here. Sometimes you make up a colour and it's nothing like what you need for a part of the painting, and you think, oh, I could use it over here instead. There's quite a lot of colours and tones which are very, very similar. Just try and get something for these telegraph poles so I know where they are. Something like that. That's that one. And there's another one which I quite like, which is over there. That'll have to do. Okay, we decided to leave it here. That's the best I could do in these conditions. Really rough, very rough, stormy weather, and pretty cold for the 5th of April. But that's Godolphin Hill over there somewhere in the mist. Little gap and a couple of telegraph poles. I always like in a landscape, and a nice gap here. I'm always looking for things like that. Well, that's about it. I think I've had enough of this wind. It's too strong now, and knocking my arm across when I'm trying to paint something. It's just moving your arm around and you're trying to mix the colours up, and your arm's getting pushed around, did wrong colour and all this sort of thing. So yeah, a bit too rough for this type of painting, which needed to have a bit more care given to it, with all these hedgerows and fields that are receding and obviously getting smaller as they go away. I'll definitely be back because I really like it here, and I love the view, and on a clear day we're going to see quite a lot, so we'll definitely come back to this spot. So watch out for that video in the future. But thanks for watching. Godolphin Hill, oils on plywood panel, plein air at its finest. The Cornish spring, which feels like winter. Anyway, thanks for watching, all the best, see you next time, and bye for now. That'll do.